Lori Kennedy, 6088 Bronco Road Extension. Just a couple questions or clarifications. So the audit that was supposed to have been done for 2021, do we know anything as to, has it been started? Have we heard anything about this audit?
Lori, the only thing we know, Steve indicated earlier, they're due by the middle of April. We still haven't received the audit for last year. Here we are going into November. I know Michelle finally got a hold of the auditing firm doing it, the CPA firm. After numerous attempts to contact those people to see where we stood. Finally, they called her one day, this last week, and told her they should have it in the next couple of weeks. And that's to cover last year.
And they should be also aware of the laws and everything, that this is a critical piece for this township.
One would think so.
The
Hey,
escrow,
Lori, not to interrupt you, I'm
No,
sorry,
go
but
ahead.
we've gone through more auditors down here
We've gone through a lot.
as
of
we've
things.
done
Everything.
attorneys,
everything.
We've done a lot there.
secretary treasurers,
Project managers, township managers,
to say the least.
superintendents.
Another question. The escrow accounts that Sweat Law Firm holds, how do we go about getting that money?
So
And how do
just
we
to be
make
clear,
sure that we
you're-
get all of it?
You're not talking about the developer escrow funds held at the banks, you're talking about the client
Yes,
trust
little-
account that was
yes.
referred to last year. I don't know, we are going to have to get, at this point, all of our township open history files and so forth from Sweat Law Firm, as well as, I was notified, on Wednesday by the staff, our personnel files were there.
I knew that, I knew that just from being at these meetings.
Yeah.
And-
Not a recommended thing to, I had no idea our personnel files were held in Sweat Law Firm's office, but I have since learned from Terry Gladys that, we have copies here, but so I feel that the employees probably would like their employee files to be outside of the building.
Should we get them back?
I would think.
The bank accounts, are you, do you feel certain that you have had access, you know where all of the bank accounts are?
The bank accounts have not been reconciled since August, so I have no assurance for you on, so the bank there's bank statements, but there's no bank reconciliation since August.
But, and are you sure that, you know how many accounts we have?
I mean, from finally being put on the signatory cards, I have a good belief I know how many accounts there are, just not exactly what's in them.
Okay, and one last question, right to know, who will be, how would we go about
Yeah.
doing this right to know?
That's a thing.
We'll have to establish, I know Mr. Sweat and, his associate Sarah Scott were the right to know officer before, and as well as Roberta Singer, well, obviously, neither of them are here anymore, so we have to set up that chain now, get somebody, figure out who wants to do that. We, may have to do it through our office, or if we get a secretary in here, we may have the
I
secretary
actually
do
had
it.
two come in since Wednesday, and I pulled I just don't know how to handle it from there.
Right.
So,
And at this point in time, if anybody has right to know requests, we do, our office, we represent a lot of municipalities, we handle right to know requests all the time, so they can be shipped to our office, and at least until we can get a designated right to know officer, we can handle those requests.
there was a right to know for all the financial interest letters of all the board members that were just appointed, so I took copies of them, I just don't know the process after that. A clerical thing I'm doing, best I can.
Terry, just to let you know too, I started reviewing the peripheral comps just today. So I was doing things such as the account for equipment and all the rest of that. After I've had a chance to review them for the year and that, I mean, all financial documents are going to be available to the public. That's something that,
We don't have a
We
right to know
haven't had
officer
before.
yet, so don't be bragging about that.
but,
It'll take a minute.
no, actually, under the second class township
Oh,
code.
yeah, you can come and
in
review them.
and review
Yes, you
them.
can under the second class township code, anyone can come and review upon request.
They cannot
But
deny you
for copies
that.
and such, for copies and such, it would.
My concern is that we, as a township, get back what is ours, that there's not going to be a dormant fund hanging around somewhere that years from now, you know, it's, you know, this was supposed to take care of something, or, like the sinking funds or anything like that.
So, as a board, I guess I can speak for the rest of the board. We have every intention of looking back into that. Unfortunately, we have letters that, we have emails that the, union dues have not been paid since April. And so, I mean, we have a lot to catch up on. Before we can look back. There's, you know, this whole thing had to happen so that the township didn't lose insurance, and that the bank cards are here so that the road crew doesn't walk off for not getting paid. And we're here because Mr. Susarsik was gonna walk from Cold Bluff, and so it's like to stop the avalanche, and then once everybody settles into their spots, and we have a township secretary treasurer, and absolutely, second we get a free moment. But I had a resident volunteer answering phones for me today while I was trying to prepare for the meeting and opening up the building for the in-person tax collection, and, you know, this is a bit, it's unprecedented.
All right.